Welcome to episode 17 of the Factorio Space Age Big Marathon, where we are attempting to have a small Gleben adventure. I'm just looking at the spoilage, figuring out, oh no, it's going to get filtered out down here, isn't it? Yeah, it's fine. This is what we built last time. We have a bunch of mod planets. Gleba wasn't the first place we wanted to go, but it is the first place we ended up going, and it is hour 45 and a bit. We have a 60 times tech multiplier, which is why we're at the first planet this duration into the game, and also why our first Gleben Science build looks like this. We've got the silos, we've got a bunch of tech happening. I believe on Novice we actually have the Gleben Science in labs now, which is very exciting. So I am tempted to, we don't really care about stronger explosives. What we would like to do is, research some other planets to go to, but we've already got one that we've got lined up to go to next. There's a lot of good Gleben Science sitting around. Let's just bang Captivity into the front of the queue. It's going to be fine. And yeah, we'll come back to Novice in a bit. Let's have a look at what else we built on Gleba. We're still not getting... I don't think we're getting as much rocket fuel as we would like. I'm wondering now if we can change, because this would have to go further, which means that this thing would have to... I guess it's fine. I guess we can just move it like so. And now we've got a way of having more rocket fuel happening, because it doesn't... I guess these guys are also not using their modules yet. Maybe let's just review the rest of what happened on Gleba as well. We're trying to have a small adventure. It never really works out that way. We do need more outposts like so, and we also need to set up the soil manufacturing as well. But we have this little logistic system. We're requesting the seeds out. Did we actually limit this? We did not limit this box. I don't think we need all that many seeds here. And yeah, we're also filtering out anything else that is on this belt that we're pushing out, which might later be defensive stuff, but for the moment is probably just going to be the soil. And I think we should also prioritize... Okay, we didn't actually need to cut down that tree. Places where the soil is actually going to get something done, and I'm not sure that these ones will. Okay, no, I am corrected. Those ones will actually let a tree go there. So this is what our fruit outposts look like. We need more of those because this is, a nice supply of fruit, but we would like more, and we also would like more jelly nuts as well, and I guess this is also just circuit combinator stuff. Yeah, and also we did have some issues with the seeds last time. Did we limit this box? We did. Are we prioritizing... We are not really prioritizing the soil we don't have into places that will actually make a difference. So, when we get around to building this, we would like the soil that we send out here to actually go to places that will let us plant more trees. So that's kind of that's what will end up in this box. We're not doing that yet, but these are the kind of outposts we need to add more so we can have more fruit on our belts as we are researching Captivity. Very exciting. And then also, we don't have the speed modules here yet. I think we had... We do this from the map because I'm pretty sure I don't have these. We had a number of uncommon biochambers, and I might just uncommonify all of these guys so we get more rocket fuel out. Because, the other reason why we have this long belt of stuff, it's partly to be able to put other rocket silos in here. It's partly also so that we have a belt buffer. And we're putting some of it in the grid, which is fine. What even is the power grid at the moment? 26 megawatts? Okay, I think we're fine with that. Yeah, I did want more rocket fuel. I wanted a rocket fuel buffer. Does this mean that... Do we just put boxes here? Is this the easiest way to do a rocket fuel buffer? I think probably it is. And then what happens if we go, okay, we're going to need to move this one just a little bit if we are going to do some cheeky underground things like so. Which side of the belt? Oh, you guys even put stuff on that side of the belt. This is, kind of ideal, because now we can just... Did I end up with rocket fuel or whatever? Now we are going to be able to fill these boxes. We are going to have this nice belt buffer as well, and we're going to have all the rocket fuel we want. Why are you guys not running? Not enough nutrients. Oh, this is going to be... Yeah, this is just going to be... We need to go and do more outposting of stuff because we just aren't getting the material through that we need. Oh, well, I've got some jelly. Jelly is not what you needed, but whatever. Yeah, and we've got some circuit conditions here so that we should be avoiding to... Yeah, we will not... If we only, when we have a deficit of bioflux down here, do we actually crush the fruit to make the bioflux to put on the belt. So the idea is similar to a thing happening over here. Hopefully we can see it. We should... Yeah, this biochamber here isn't building up a huge output cache of jelly that's already going off. We're trying to leave things as fruit for as long as possible. Okay, we just... Good job spotting that. Yeah, okay, and then we'll also just try to leave things as fruit for as long as possible, he said, and then just hand-fed a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that we kind of need the side load to make those nutrients work. Okay, what else were there yet? Do we just need... Is the most important thing actually getting more towers down? Because we've still only got these 3 towers, and there's Yumako over here, there's Yumako over here. I think this one is going to be the closer one, which is still... Maybe we go and do that. I do want to go back to Novice and poke some other stuff first, because the state we left Novice in, we are actually not getting... We're not getting any... we're not making any yellow signs because we're not getting the steel through for the drone frames and the engines, which makes sense, because the steel was actually the thing we were coming back to build. Novice has, you know, a pretty well... defined Roboport grid. We have separate sections that are the wall sections. Most of the places, yeah, there's some done here as well. There's a couple of places on Novice where we just have a giant field of landmines that's inside the main Roboport hub, which is fine. And yeah, we needed to do Coverix at some point as well, didn't we? Never mind. We probably have... We haven't been extending this... Yeah, we've definitely got enough Coverix to kick it off. And we've also got... Yeah, okay, we're going to extend this further and just box a whole lot of stuff which we can use to kick off Coverix in a bit, because we definitely have enough fuel for the cheap, nasty, playful, circuit-conditioned nuclear power, which is doing everything we need to, which is probably not being... Yeah, we're not really hitting that hard at the moment. The thing we put in last time... which we need to add more for... Oh, we even have... what did we do there? This steel build is what we recently replaced with... Yeah, you just go there. You go input priority right. So you're going to prioritize this guy that has no other option. Then we can have one of these here that also goes output priority right. And now we've got another 2 belts of stuff here, which I guess we're also going to go right. So that you can get in here. And the thing I actually wanted was more of this, because... Okay, so firstly, these guys can be running. We're trying to put steel on a train. We've got this kind of pattern where if steel comes out of the build, it gets split between the front 2 wagons and the back 2 wagons. If these wagons end up full, it will roll around and into these chests that are all limited in a nice way. It's fine. It's a train station. It's a pair of train stations. We would like... Yeah, so that's some amount more. All of that's going to help. And then I would like more of this again. Can we get rid of some of these old power poles? You are powered by the big power pole, so we don't need to care about that at all. How did... Oh, that's one of the other problems. We actually had a whole lot of power poles in the middle of that, so that was not necessarily running. Oh, well, okay, bots should be bringing all of this stuff along, and then let's grab... I don't know, this much of a thing to here, and slap it... This is in line with the other one, and here is a spot that gets this cliff in the way, but it's also not in a way that is impactful at all. And we've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we only wanted to add this many, and we want this pattern, or a pattern like this, on the outside. And then we've got a bit more mining we can add. Mostly I just wanted to get this guy in here and then continue to power these bits. Let's have long poles in. Let's make sure we've got Roboport coverage in. couple of places, and this is all definitely connecting up, and we are happy with it, yeah. This is... oh, that's an... no, that is the output belt. So we've got 2 output belts here, which is... yeah, we're only putting... even if we're putting 4 red belts... oh no, if we're putting 4 red belts in, we may in fact need this to be upgraded. And then this output is going to be distinct from the other output belt. And also get into the station. Cool, great, we have done a thing. Oh, we need to put the... yeah, we need to put stone back as well. We do need... this train is the only train associated with this... oh no, there's 2. One is at the military science, handing this wall off to the military science. Gleba adventure, he said, yeah. And we are building walls with quality, which is kind of a funny thing. Let's get all of this stuff out the way, because we're going to need to do that again. And then we're also actually... yeah, actually let's have... let's connect this to the mining down here so we can get rid of these and do it again. Yeah, we've actually got uncommon furnaces through the middle of this steel build as well, and a bunch of modules and stuff like that, because the purple science, which is the thing that's, yeah, going to be receiving this steel once we get around to it, yeah, is... we had a bunch of quality modules on these guys, which meant we had... actually, at one point, so many of these furnaces that it jammed up the chest and blocked the purple science, so that was funny. Are we still... okay, we've run out of Gleba science, which means we're probably going to be doing this juggle for a while, but does mean that... oh, we were already... I forgot that we were not on Novice, that's how much of a Gleba adventure we were having. Does mean that we have run out all of the Gleba science in the system, so all of that stuff that we fired up has done what it needed to, and I guess we have not seen any spoilage, so that's fine, we like that. Okay, we were going back to the steel in the purple science because we turned these trains off while we didn't have all of that steel built, but we would in fact like to receive more steel here to go into the purple science to help it build all of the rail, because that needs a lot of steel, because we are currently not running... yeah, we are backed up on steel because we don't need all the steel furnaces we need, so we're not using all the steel, so some of it is just, yeah, in the setup. Oh well, never mind. Did we get this steel build doing what we wanted it to? Nearly, not quite. Yeah, we can actually have... nearly? Can we go like so? Because then we can have one of these guys getting in here. Oh, we were going to do the... yeah, it was the stone for walls, wasn't it? That was pretty important. Yeah, you can balance in there, and we can get some more steel in here. Is Novice complaining about needing modules? It's not. It's complaining about needing red inserters. We never actually fully automated red inserters. Hilarious. Oh, well. Let's grab some mining and just slap some mining... here. Oh, we actually need red belts, don't we? Okay, slap some of this here as well. We're going to deal with the rest of this later. We're going to leave a little bit of space so that we can put something here at some later point, but we are not super concerned about it. All these power poles are connecting up. That should in fact work if we can get red splitters somewhere. Yeah, we've got a various automation of things in different places, and we're just going to slap in here a thing that says red splitters. Yes, because we do have all the part... actually, let's do it here, because we've got this stuff. Yeah, and then all we need to do is request the splitters. That is a much better use of our bot time. Queue this thing. Okay, fine. We're going to queue this thing. That was definitely not the easiest way to do that, was it? Just 50? Sure. And then also these guys reduced to 1 stack, and then have your things and put them over there, and we have automated red splitters. Go us. Yeah, bots have some... why do I have a quality... did I put... oh, I did actually put quality in this assembler. I had no idea. I'd completely forgotten that I put quality in that assembler. Okay, fine. We're not even going to worry about it. We are going to... cool, great. I think that's everything we wanted to do on Novice. Yeah, the ships are going backwards and forwards, kind of. Did you receive science? I wanted to see that you received some science. You have not received some science, and you're also just waiting in orbit. Did you get a lot of science. I want to see that you have Gleben science. We have some Gleben science. And we have also quite large durations on these because we did adjust a couple of the... Yeah, we adjusted the asteroid setting. That's why these ships look the way they do. There's more asteroids than usual because we wanted them to be able to do a 60 times tech multiplier. That's also why we're running barreled water for the fuel and the nuclear power so that we could convert all of that stuff to ice. Yeah, we could convert all of the space ice to science. And this is like, in a sense, a very similar looking ship to what I air quotes usually build, in that we've just got this belt of asteroids and bullets running around the outside, kind of, when they have bullets. Apparently not always. And I think I'm fine with this being a thing that happens a lot because it's just a good strategy. I'm happy that I've never built a ship that previously looks like this. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to do, wasn't it? I was going to say, okay, yeah, this supply group not only wants the fuel and the water barrels, and we've got to drop these empty water barrels as well, no big deal. I think we want in here, we want to make sure we have just 100 platform from Novice, and also 100 repair packs, also from Novice, because let's just make sure that we always have things we need and don't get hit by stuff and can rebuild the ship if we ever have problems with it. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think we need any more of these. Gleba has quite a lot of that stuff. Was there anything I was adding to the space mall? I don't think there is. Okay. Oh wait, you are on your way to Novice. You are both on your way to Novice. Because I did also notice that you had... Okay, those speed modules, Gleba still wants those speed modules because a number of these buildings are complaining about wanting them, and I think we're going to continue to want them. So why doesn't Gleba just add itself a little request for, say, 20 uncommon speed modules, and they will just appear from orbit. Also, this one we are done with. Actually, we should probably take that off the ships as well. That was kind of a one-off, and we don't have any... Yeah, they're all of them we build are just going into purple science. Oh well. Should we do... Yeah, we're getting some fruit through. I think I was going to do the soil thing. I don't actually think the soil thing matters. We do need to be side-loading this because we want to put the other kind of soil on the other side of this belt. But I think the thing that we need to do is go and do more outposts like this. In particular, over here. So, yeah, to do that, we are going to need to muck around with this a little bit. We are going to need a splitter here because we're going to want to be taking stuff in a different direction. And then when this arrives... Yeah, we've not made a great use of this space. I think we actually want to... Yeah, because we want to be able to get... Maybe it's here. Yeah, I think it's here. We want to go in here and then actually belt balance that thing, I believe. Which means we did in fact not put... We did in fact not put it in the right place. Okay, so now we can go... Now we can have this line of... This line we can take to the other outpost that is in this direction. Do I have everything I want? I'm gonna need... oh wait, I'm gonna need bots. I'm gonna need more roboports. I think there's an argument that we should just be running these towers all the time rather than doing this combinator thing to be turning them on and off, but I like the way that this works, even if it means they are dormant a bunch, and I think we just solved this problem by having a lot more towers around the place in a way that... Where does this... It goes to the edge of where I am, so like here? Yeah, I think we just solved this by having a lot more towers around the place. The plan is still just... Yeah, let's go through what we're trying to do over here with this layout. We want to get in a radar that will bring in a signal from the rest of the base. And in particular, The signal is 16 jelly fruit, not very many Yamako. Maybe we should do something about getting more Yamako into that signal. And the thing we're going to do is connect these wires to these cranes, and now these combinators are saying if we have so this flickering one is how many Yamako's at the base, and we would like this many, and then the other is how many Yamako are in the crane, and that is why the crane is flickering on and off, because we will actually make sure that the crane isn't running for as long as there are Yamako to empty. And then the other thing we want to do is, okay, so this one here is the output, and this one here is the input, into which we want to go. I should just copy this from the rest of the base, right? That would be the sensible way to do things. This one wants to request Yamako, specifically 200 Yamako, because why not? Get your way back to the base if we just gave you some power. So power can go here, and then we just need the roboports as well. I don't think we're building in the way of anything. You can have all of the Logibots and some of the construction bots, and then I think we're going to have more roboports around the place as well. And this belt coming back is going to be a mix of seeds and seeds here, and then this one is actually going to filter for the artificial Yamako soil, which we are not putting on the belt yet. And then this one wants to use filters for Yamako seeds and have only a small amount. So we're going to run into the problem that there is a lot of seeds to fill up this capacity with. Let's have more roboports for the charging. That's all fine. Yeah, we are going to have a lot of seeds that are... Yeah, this guy needs to be connected. I think we can have another train. Another of these dudes over here. Whereabouts do you go? You go to the end of that island. So if we are here, then we are collecting a lot of stuff. Cool, great. And then we need to figure out where the roboports could go around the outside. Something like this, because we need to get a roboport over here to these containers. Are there other... No, there are no other Yamako around the place that I can just go and grab. We're down to needing the seeds and things like that. And I think we're only requesting... Yeah, we're only requesting 5, because there are a bunch that will go into the towers. But then the other trick we want to do here is... Like, imagine we are shipping this artificial soil out to these patches. We then immediately want to, as soon as it turns up, put it in places that will let us plant more trees. And the idea is all these requests will sit around, and eventually the base will get around to making it, and it will ship this stuff out, and everything will just get better, and we will be fine. Okay, so there's a lot of requests. These guys are also, waiting for their seeds to happen. That is the second outpost that we've set up. Do we want to... Because the other thing we're going to need to do on Gleba probably is worry about these dudes turning up, making our lives sad, because we also don't have any real defensive plan yet. So I think we go and say hi to these guys. They're just a little guy. Sucks to be them. And the thing about the flamethrower on Gleba is, it just straight up just also sets fire to the dudes that fall out of the orphanages, so sucks to be them. If I'm in this direction and they happen to be Yamako here, I should probably just go and get them. I think we're still going to need more Yamako, aren't we? And like this spot looks fantastic, and maybe we should do a trains thing. I think also maybe we just run it straight up here. This also looks pretty amazing. Do I want to get the soil stuff done first? Maybe. Actually, I think this patch and this patch. Maybe, who knows? Novice just doing novice things, they're fine. This is how defense works. Is it better to be a pentapod or a biter? Who can tell? Let's try and get this soil going then. This spot here, let's preserve the side loading, and then also say, do we still have red splitters? Maybe we still have red splitters. We would like to force the seeds in back to the patch, but if we have any seeds left over, then we... Oh, it's an assembler recipe, isn't it? An assembler making... This version is the jelly nut soil, yes. And we need the seeds, and we also need landfill, of which we have a lot, but I would rather automate it so we can just keep doing that even worse. Yeah, let's have power down here. You guys take and put back. Where are we getting nutrients from is a question. Because maybe, I mean, do we want to take... No, we still want to take this priority. We want to be forcing seeds back to the patch, which means all of this is going to back up before we actually... Yeah, it's going to take a while to get any surplus of seeds. I think for reasons we're also going to run... Like, this is... By the rocket fuel is where the belt interfaces look like they're going. Somewhere we have... Yeah, this is... We're just going to put this stuff... Landfill goes on a belt. The belt of landfill goes to wherever we just said. Okay, let's have... Let's attempt to have some clean lines in some places. Is this something we're worried about? It's not something we're worried about. It is walls on Novice. Okay, landfill gets in here, and then we also need some supply of nutrients. And the reason why we're taking this further is because we're going to do exactly the same thing with... maybe exactly there we're not. Oh wait, that one needs to stay. Oh no, wait, we can't. That's 6 tiles. We can't go underneath that. So we're going to do the same thing for the jelly nut soil. Where is... Spoilage is coming out this way. Seeds are over here. So yeah, so we're going to need to run... The Yamako version is actually a whole lot easier because it turns out there's already nutrients here, except we are trying to not take the nutrients here. So we're going to have a different plan for pulling this stuff out. And I think this just means we go... You continue... Pull out not nutrients to here, and then... Oh, this has also got seeds on it, doesn't it? Because we did want... You know what? Maybe this belt has nutrient and seeds, and maybe also... It's definitely going to have maybe spoilage, because we've got the nutrients. So, can we just move this guy, like, 2 tiles to do that? So now we've got the belt of... with the priority, thanks. Are we actually sending... I think we want to do this the opposite way around. We want to not waste any of that stuff, but say output priority right with Yamako seeds. Where's Yamako seeds? Yamako seeds? Yamako seeds. And then also side load here. Because... Okay, I don't have it. Because if anything else, if any other random stuff turns up in here, we would rather throw that into the boilers than anything else. Okay, and then... But does this mean... I actually think we want to do this back here. Like this? Yes. And maybe even just like here. Because this will then allow us to go left, and have the same priority going on. So then we can have in here an assembler that... Oh wait, we can put productivity modules in these soils, can't we? Artificial Yamako soil. Have some product... We can. Okay, great. Let's try and figure out... Do we have any of these... prod mods sitting around? Does Gleba have these prod mods? Apparently it does. In that case, in this soil, we would also like those productivity modules. And is Gleba still not complaining? Amazing. Okay, so this belt of stuff is going to go here. And it's going to be completely fine. And then I think we want this inserter... say here. Nearly, not quite. I think it's got to go here because it does have to go in the last position here. And then maybe also we should connect the Yamako back to the patch And then I think also... We're not sideloading this yet, are we? Which is mildly awkward. We're going to have to figure out how to do this better or not. Where's my Gleben hotbar with these things? Okay, so you just have some stuff. You're grabbing nutrients. We want you to go on... Yeah, the spoilage... is there a line? Can we move you up? Not really. Okay, can we... Because I wanted to figure out if I could go through here, but the only way that works is if we do this differently. So you guys have fun. That's now being done differently. Oh, wait, let's do it, you know, vaguely properly. And then this also wanted to be blacklist for landfill, because we don't want it to be moving the landfill. So like so. Yeah. And then maybe we get some spoilage over here, but maybe... The thing is, all these nutrients are going to spoil, and I'm not super happy about this, but also whatever. Then we had already filtered off the seeds at this point. So this one can just go forwards, and then this one can also just... Yeah, we're making a mess. Are we happy with that? How's captivity doing? It is still running. Amazing. Okay, so we've got spoilage going out that way. We can have seeds on the inside. Is this the side we just sideloaded? I'm not sure that it is, but I'm also just not sure that it matters, because we probably still have a bunch of dudes asking for their seeds. So as soon as any seeds turn up, we are just going to be planting, kind of. Yeah, we're going to be able to pull all those off the belt. It's going to be fine, don't worry about it. Okay, so this guy already has 20 Yamako soil, and we want this to just straight up go on the outside of this belt. Yeah, and now that is going to be evenly split between the two outposts, which I am fine with. One of the quirks of doing it this way around is if we fully build these two outposts and then add some of these other outposts, we will not be evenly splitting the seeds and soil to both locations. And so what I think that means is this location splits to here, and then the underground running this way splits to here, so that all 4 of these locations all get a quarter of the stuff. But I am pretty happy at this point that we are now kicking soil out, and let's also just check that these guys have like 5 construction robots. Yeah, 5 construction robots. We don't need a lot, because we are not going to be making soil at any significant rate. And then this guy's getting these 2 cranes are currently getting all of the soil. This area in here, actually kind of silly. We do not need to be spending that soil. Okay, so that should just pleasantly grow, and then I think we go and do the same thing for the jelly nuts. This is all what a Gleba base should look like, isn't it? Why aren't you... Oh, you're just waiting for the volume of... You know what? We can do that better as well. We can move all of these back, and then just have more inserters in the middle. Not all of which are going to be hitting the belt, some of which we will need to adjust where the spoilage is pulled from. So I guess let's do that as well. This one's going to need to turn, this is going to get a thing, and then... This is fine. We are spoilage filtering. Cool. It's not the rate at which we are making nutrients. It's these guys being unable to pull the nutrients out fast enough. How many... We're not actually using nutrients... We're only using nutrients up here. Like, the main bulk of the ingredients, of the nutrients, is... towards the... Like the... Yeah, the nutrients... Actually, let's make sure... No, fast inserters are still going to be enough, aren't they? But this should do a better job of making sure that more of the nutrients get out, and that more of the nutrients make it into the eggs build. and we still have some number of nutrients. Nope, not that way, this way. We still have some number of nutrients getting kicked into the builds that are just using the nutrients as nutrients rather than as ingredients. That's all fine. Yeah, I mean, we're not lane balancing this, but like whatever. We can just do a better job of getting all the nutrients out. Okay, fine. And then down here, yeah, I think I still want... We're going to do a thing where we go nutrients, but I think we want to go... can we... We don't know which side these are on. Like, we're not side loading. They could be on both sides because they're specifically on both sides of the belt. Okay. Yeah, I guess we just run... Move this guy, have one of these here, have this belt through here. This is still not a thing we care about. It's fine. Because the plan was... I'm going to get some landfill. It's fine. Yeah, I think we just run... You're going to get spoilage on this belt as well, but spoilage was always a thing we could handle? Is it? I hope we're not putting spoilage back into... Okay, fine. Oh no, it's... Yeah, things being handled in multiple places. However, this belt here is spoilage, so I think down here, this actually does need to be a filter for spoilage at this point. We can't use a filter for... Where is it? It's an intermediate. We can't use... The belt is going to have Gleben stuff, seeds, and also soil. And you're not going that way because that is... Yeah, we've got that on the wrong side. Yeah, get these seeds, put them back in this machine. Yeah, because we're going to have both seeds and soil on this belt, which means we need to filter any spoilage off. So this belt here can now tolerate spoilage, which means we are getting that done fine. And then, yeah, this is the belt where I wanted to do a thing, wasn't it? Maybe the science is sad? Yeah, maybe the science is sad. I don't even think I mind. I wanted to do a thing where I said... Let's take these two belts and read the contents of these two belts, and then we're going to need another power pole. No, we're not going to need a power pole. We can use a belt. The plan is jump this signal over to this inserter and only have this running when nutrients are less than 8, because we're only going to be putting them on one side of the belt. And so the idea is we don't want to be blasting nutrients into this machine all the time, because it will just convert nutrients into spoilage as they run out, because we're not going to have all the seeds that we want. However, by checking whether or not this belt down here has nutrient, we will then stop when this fills up with a nutrient, which is 50 nutrients. It's like a decent chunk of nutrients that runs out every quarter of an hour. Okay, that's still fine, but now we will stop sending nutrients down here, and so all the nutrients on this belt will, yeah, not really spoil. We won't fill up this belt with nutrients. We'll just provide whatever this machine needs. And could we have one? I would like to get like a second one of these, just to show that it works. Wait, there's another one here. So we can have 2 Yumako soil. And wait, do you guys move? You guys make 10. I thought this was for 1 soil. We're getting 10 soil at a time. That is fantastic. Okay, we like that a lot. In that case, can we already see... No, I mean, we didn't spray this around particularly carefully. We just kind of put this stuff wherever, and it's fine. We're not super concerned. But that is another big part of what we wanted to do in the Gleben adventure, is be sending these seeds back, be sending the soil up. We can kind of leave this... Yeah, the plan is to just kind of leave this alone and let it just build out these territories. Yeah, whatever. I think we're fine with that. I think we... 5, yeah, sure. Maybe it's also just time to go and murder some guys. The engineer says hello. I mean, we're not even going to take these eggs. We don't actually care. It's more about us saying hello to them before they say hello to us. Yeah, I got here not long ago, moved in just over the hill. Came to bring you a kind of fruit basket. Have you guys been here long? Yeah, good chat, neighbor. This is the thing we like to see. One thing we did notice that is not a great thing to see is over here on the patches. Yeah, we've got Oh, yeah, this is also going to be a spoilage-related thing, isn't it? First of all, we need to yeah, unlimit this guy a bit, so we can pull the seeds off to get the seeds off the other side that are blocking the overgrowth soil, but it also struck me that this inserter here is going to need to tolerate spoilage for some silly reasons until we fix a thing, because have we got all of... Yeah, we need to get this soil down here, we'll do that a bit later, because when the nutrients in this machine expire, they turn into spoilage and go on this belt out to the patch. And what we really want is to be filtering spoilage here to bring it back into, yeah, to get incinerated again when that 102 spoilage in the machine goes off. So we're going to have to do that. The other thing is, yeah, now that we've got yeah, now we can limit this box again. I think we're just going to go out to the patch and grab a bunch of this stuff and also grab some of the other seeds, because this is a lot of seeds we don't necessarily need on the belt. Oh wait, also, we're going to have to do the same thing in this patch over here. This is probably the same. Yeah, there's already spoilage on that belt. So, we've got a way of actually getting, yeah, and then also, I don't think we need that many seeds here. 20 seeds is fine, given there's also seeds in the towers and also in the boxes by the towers, so this thing is limited, yeah. We will be able to get a decent amount of new soil out here, probably pretty quickly. Yeah. The other thing I want to do that I reckon is going to be pretty important is, yeah, the way these guys are side-loading, we are currently prioritizing here the bottom half of both of these belts in, and that I reckon is a problem. I reckon we want to do something like this, so that we, yeah, do this so that this is going to do a better job of lane balancing this, so this... The bottom group of jelly makers are going to prioritize the bottom side? No, they're prioritizing the top side because it's merging here, and then these guys are prioritizing the bottom side, so we should do a better job of making sure that both of these move, because when we are... Yeah, we have gone out and picked a bunch of other jellies, and here's our box of just re-ingesting jellies. Whenever this runs down, we want this to be lane balanced if we can, because we've got the... Yeah, because these circuits are looking at both sides of the lane, and also on the patch we are kind of... Yeah, that's what we want. The patch is filling it up in a balanced way as well. Anyway, let's go get the seeds. Yeah, we do not need 50 seeds over here. In fact, give me all these seeds. There's still some seeds on the belt. Yeah, I'm just going to turn all of these into soil. Yeah, obviously, we never actually treated this thing with spoilage, did we? Okay, so that is going to be pretty easy to do. Use filters for this thing, and then the spoilage belt is... This is already not spoilage, but we are tolerating spoilage. So, I think we also just go through here, put it on the same side as... yeah, get all of these guys running again. And that has also meant that we might have been experiencing spoilage up here. Oh no, we haven't. It's completely fine. Maybe also we should be doing a little belt balance thing here, so that, yeah, because all these fruit with timers that are running down. We would rather fill up this thing, which turns off the... Yeah, and then we want to go output priority right, because we have this other little box of handpicked stuff that we've grabbed from other patches. Probably this actually wants to be over the other side at this point. In fact, that's not going to be too difficult to do because it's already on the correct side for an underground. Okay, so now we've got a place to put hand-collected jellies. We've got a much better job of turning off the towers when our stuff is full. Hopefully this is all just running. Yeah, cool, great. The nests down here might be a bit spicy. That's a lot of dudes in one place. We've got ourselves a bit of space. Is this guy new, or did I just not notice that before? I think these ones are going to have to go because we want all of these Yamako patches, and we are down to... Yeah, we're definitely... Yeah, look at that. The number of Yamako, the number of soil requests we've got is decreasing. You know what we should do? On Novice, we've got the steel build, which is... Is it mostly happy? It doesn't look like it's mostly happy. I think we need to upgrade a little bit of this, and then that also means that this red belt is probably doing a thing like so, and then having a... this isn't even what we wanted to do here. We want to be doing other things. Yeah, we want this splitter to go left, so that we are filling this belt up, and then I guess we're just going to do a nice, cheeky little make sure this belt is full in any way that we can, and that should do a better job of getting all of this steel on the train in a way that's fine. But what we were here for is actually to build... You know, build the rest of this wall thing, because we kind of need the walls here as well. You just take them back to military science. We're fine on military science. But what we would really like is, I guess, speed and prod. I kind of don't care, because this is just the stone. Is that... That might already be... Oh, it is a red belt. Let's hope that's not too many, because what we're going to do is, yeah, have these guys doing a very normal thing, and then doing the same on the other side as well. And then let's not have these guys. We do want beacons in the middle. Should we do just more speed in the middle, or shall we do... It looks like we're doing just more speed. If we are banging through this, then I think we will change this to a mix of speed and efficiency, for no particular reason other than we don't necessarily need all of the speed. And then these guys should give us stone. It's in exactly... How's that in the right place? Maybe they were long-handed inserters. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. We have... yeah, these guys want to stop being quality now, because we already have enough quality wall, and we're not doing really anything with it. Okay, so we have restored the stone build. The steel build is still back. We are not complaining about needing the red splitter. It's just on its way here. Okay, so that's fine. The other thing I wanted to do on Novice is... Where is it? In here. Yeah, I am not convinced that this science unloading plan is what we want. So let's go back to captivity, because we do have... how many is this? 60,000? And we do have... Yeah, I mean, there's decent timers on this stuff, but there is also a lot to work through, and we are banging it out. And the thing I wanted to check was, do these ones ever actually run? Because it looks a whole lot like these two stack inserters. Actually, these guys, yeah, we actually want to go spoiled first on both of these to make sure that the packs that have less time on them get into the labs and get used faster. But this also means I think we want to stay with captivity as a research until we run this down, because we will run out of... Yeah, I don't think we're making the science this fast, whatever. But we want to delete all of the... Yeah, this bit here, and then actually a lot of... Yeah, these inserters here in particular, I'm concerned that all the science will just go off, stuck over here. And the problem here is we actually don't have any capacity to get spoilage out of the labs. So that's cool. normal things happening with normal neighbors. One of the patch setup tricks I'm enjoying is getting the chests and bot network in place to start with, and then turning off my bots and having them just pick up all of the fruit that are already on the patch, because that means that, yeah, they'll just go straight in the direct request chest, and that is all fine. And then we, yeah, can think about, this is quite a good patch, isn't it? Where we can get cranes with respect to where all of the yeah, I guess I need to turn my bots back on. Where, with respect to where all of the fruit soil might eventually go. So one looks like it's pretty good here. How far are you stretching? You are stretching just to the side of, like here. Is that where you guys are good? I guess we can find out by, yeah, we've already got a bunch of this stuff drifting down the patch. So I guess I can put this in place, and those did tile pretty well. So I think we can get another 2 in here. One of these, yeah, one over here and one over here. I think we're going to have one. How far do you reach? You reach to where I'm standing at the moment. So one here, and then one over here, or whatever. These are not necessarily super well spread out, but never mind. Get the signal in here, and yeah, I think the other thing that might end up super strong about how we've done this combinated deactivation play is, it's not something I'm sure about, but yeah, agricultural towers definitely produce 4 spores a minute as long as they are, you know, picking things up or planting or whatever. I don't know whether or not they do that while they are inactive, which is a different state to disabled by controller behavior. If they don't pollute while they are disabled by controller behavior, then we may be in the incredible situation of having a setup that lets us turn off these cranes and avoid a lot of pollution on the map in a way that is very, very strong, which is, you know, that's always nice. Yeah, get more of these. And this is going to be our second, jelly nut outpost. I do like the idea as well of having more, having a variety of path lengths of, can we fit one over here? We can. Having a variety of path lengths of fruit back to the base. So these guys are all now doing their thing, and then I've got this. Were you guys always? Oh, we moved you too high. Can we? How far? We can move. Yeah, this guy's kind of already blocked over at the right, but I think if we move this one down by like another 3 tiles, let's just grab all of this thing and move it from here to here, and then we should be able to see whether or not we have, some of this overlap is not great, but whatever. And yeah, because the other thing I'm wondering about is the manner in which, oh cool, bots can just get around to this later, I guess. Yeah, the manner in which we are turning on and off the fruit. If we can make that supply more reliable, and we might have actually put too much down already in a way that is probably fine. I am here to extend an invitation to a street party to celebrate this neighborhood's most recent arrival, me. So in theory now we should be able to fully utilize our have a full red belt of Yamako just pounded into science. The thing is, we're not even using a full red belt, and it's just down to we're turning it all into bioflux, except then we're actually not using all of the bioflux, and the bioflux could just straight up be science. I guess this is one of the reasons why Gleba is so much better when you're not trying to do this bacteria stuff, because this was the normal. If we're trying to maul anything on Gleba, 1 bioflux into like 4 iron bacteria, but really 6 because of productivity, but only 5 because we've got to have the input as well. So 1 bioflux into 5 plates or whatever. Or conversely, one of these guys takes 1 bioflux plus whatever bioflux we need for the eggs. Why don't you have eggs? Make sure all these guys have eggs. Yeah, there's still some... We could still experience problems down here as well. Ah, that's why, because this one... Yeah, I don't think we want this one to enable disable at all. I think we want... So this one can always take, so this machine is always running, and then this machine will only not run, because at the moment, this guy isn't taking, because there isn't enough on the belt, and so sometimes these machines can shut down. So that's, yeah, we're into the phase of an exciting Gleba adventure of little tweaks. How is Captivity doing? Yeah, okay, so Captivity, we've only just got more research there, and we kind of don't care about Captivity yet. I think we would... We also don't care about how to get to Eremos. There's another planet we want to go to first. Maybe actually lab speed, because I am noticing that... Yeah, health is a thing we want, bot speed is a thing we want. Now we've got a lot more, yeah, work carrying capacity. Now we're doing logistics bot things. I am noticing that a lot of the agricultural science we are looking at... Wait, is this the... I thought this needed volcanous science as well. Okay, we can just immediately go and build some better spaceships and be making rockets on spaceships. That would be cool. Yeah, all of these things are 60-second ticks, and I think we might be lab limited, so maybe lab speed, but also whatever, yeah, and then health, because uses purple, uses... Yeah, let's move these around a bit, because health is the thing that we were thinking about when we were looking at the space map and found Rubia and thought, hey, let's go to Rubia, that would be cool, and then the tips and tricks, yeah, that we should eventually get to, because, you know, we're a big chunk into the episode and haven't actually talked about the mod planets that we're trying to get to. It says, yeah, we will die upon landing unless we can withstand a large amount of impact damage. So that's going to be why we're researching health. And what were the other... Oh yeah, there were other little tips and... Not necessarily tips, but like tricks of... I wanted... Okay, so yeah, we brought a bunch of seeds back so we can be turning... Why not? Landfill? Have landfill. Be going. Why? Oh, are we down to... Wait, have we turned all of that stone into landfill? Is it just that some of the mines are running out? Is it that I took all the landfill to go and do the building? Whatever. Okay. Things that I think we want. I think we are fine with the number of construction bots, but we do want more logistics bots now that we are just looking at putting a bunch of rockets up. So I think for that, we go back to requesting these drone frames, like another 200 drone frames, which Novice is not exporting yet, but the spaceships can just be doing it. Yeah, I would rather not have these guys mode locked. You just... Do you have ammunition? Because if you have ammunition... You do not have ammunition. Okay, unlucky. I was going to say, if you had ammunition, just immediately start heading back. But we are kind of limited by that. Okay. We're not exporting these yet, but we could. Maybe we have the purple, maybe we have the yellow science for this. Actually, if you're not going anywhere, then you should wait for passenger present so we can stagger these. Are you about to go anywhere? Because you've got... Neither of you have ammunition. You're both making ammunition. Oh well. Yeah. We'll move some more robots out to Gleba. I think and we're also already going to automatically turn them to logistics bots, which is fine. I think the other thing we want to do... This power pole is unnecessary, isn't it? It goes around the other way. It does not go around the other way. We don't actually have any connection from the silos to the base over there, which is pretty funny. Yeah, I think other things we want when we're thinking about making this logistic system work is, can you actually move down like one tile and still be connected to things? You can go here and still be connected to things. I think we want more roboports around because this is all going to be about like bot storage and bot charging and moving these things quickly, because I think that's one of the things we are slowed down for. I think another thing we are slowed down for is build speed on the silos, and I don't think we're concerned about the grid, and we might already be over efficiencying these because we've got all these other beacons and what's in the silo. And I think we want to have better modules that we don't have on Gleba, but these are, I think we want to make these modules better as well, and then having made this power pole redundant, right, because it connects over here and then it connects around the top, great. I think we want more. I think we want another 2 silos, and we kind of have space for 2 silos, I think, but we don't actually have the 2 silos here. You're going to need power. We should bring this connection back over here as well, so that, yeah, this is not quite an Artosis power pole. We do have this other connection through here as well, so we have de-Artosified that. That's all good. These things are linking, yeah. So if we can have, then I suspect we should also just have more roboports over here as well, so we can have a lot of bots in here. We need to bring the silos over. Is that true? We don't need to bring the silos over. What we need to do is manufacture the silos here, which is going to need electric engines. I think the electric engines are the only thing we don't have. We've got, okay, we put this pole in a weird place, we can put it in a better place. We've got the concrete. We are not limiting these things at all. We are not requesting electric engines. Yeah, we moved some of this iron around because, you know, why not? Oh, we've got better beacons. Are there any better beacons we want to use? Actually, that was one of the things I was wondering about, wasn't it? If we are not even using all of these jellies, do we actually want to slow down this jelly production? Because I don't think we're going to need all of it, and you've already got a module upgrade. Maybe how many modules do we have of quality? We have 6 modules of quality, or modules of quality. I mean beacons of quality. I think that might be enough to hit the guys that are doing the speed upgrades. And you do have the better speed modules? Okay, that might have been exactly the number of... So we have boosted our science again that we didn't necessarily need. Yeah, we were going to do that combinator thing differently. Oh, yeah, I've now remembered the other thing that I was going to do differently. Yeah, I think we are collecting more fruit than we need, with the result that all of this stuff is backing up and expiring on the belts in a way that we didn't want to. We could make all of this faster, we're not going to. The thing we did want to do, yeah, so we are making silos, except we need to drop in... Are we requesting steel? We are not requesting steel. I think we request steel or make it from all of this... you know what? I think we can also just go... Oh, do we have... Does Gleba have these? Do I have these? We don't have any more furnaces? Really? Those are the 2 furnaces that we have? Oh, wait, we've got all of these furnaces making all this stone that we don't need. Okay, good. So, you can go in here. We can have you taking stuff, and then I think we do a similar modules thing. Yeah, give me one of these... and then also one of these, and you can go faster, and we can work through this box, we can turn it into steel, we can then also move this power pole and make sure you get steel. I think we're still going to send in more steel. I think can we move this box? I don't have the space to pick up that box. Okay, yeah, because I wanted, where would this go? It would go here. I wanted to move all of this iron out the way. And now I can pick up that box so that I can pick up this guy and put it here. And then also have another way of making steel. So now we've got 2 guys making steel, when that's fine. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that I picked up that I don't actually want. Stone going here. Yeah, and we still haven't got to the thing that I was distracted by, which is the other thing that we want to do. Yeah, we're going to leave this iron over here so that we're not necessarily... Oh, we're not necessarily dropping an iron. It's fine. Yeah, the other thing that I wanted to do, which is still kind of fine because we do have the seeds over here, is when we are sending soil out to these several locations, of which we have several locations, and that's great. There's still a lot of belt space and a lot of belt to fill up with seeds before we split any of these seeds into the assembler making seeds. So I think we want to do this differently. The thing is, we don't want to just send... I have splitters. We don't just want to send half of our seeds into the soil, because then we will end up seeds negative based on what's coming out of these. Yeah, we will run down our fruit supply. But if we were to send in a quarter of our seeds... wait, this is also... Okay, yeah, we're going to have to do this differently as well. It's fine, don't worry about it. Longhand inserter here for use filters, blacklist on seeds. Blacklist on jelly nut seeds. Yeah, you just put that on the other half of the belt, don't worry about it. Yeah, you just keep going with the stuff. You're getting nutrients, we're filtering out the nutrients. Anything, yeah, because this belt at the moment can be spoilage as well, and maybe other weird... Oh no, wait, it's just seeds, isn't it? The spoilage is coming out here. Oh well, we have got additional redundant supplies. So yeah, a quarter, half of the seeds go directly out to the patch. A half of what's left go out to the patch, and so we turn a quarter of the seeds into soil, and so we are having a way of... yeah, cutting some number of... Yeah, we're making soil in a nice way that I like before filling up the whole belts with stuff that, yeah, isn't even... It is surprising that we could have gone even harder. Okay, how are we doing? This is the same way, and this is only seeds, so we can do the same thing here if we go and... yeah, this is going to give... If we go here and here, this is going to give half the seeds bypassing 3/4 of the seeds, a quarter of the seeds ending up over here. So, what were you making? Oh, that was where we were grabbing the seeds from. Okay, so we've done this thing where a quarter of the seeds we process will get turned into soil, and yeah, what is the productivity rate of these things? 50%? Oh, because we didn't actually... Oh no, that's the wrong one. This one. 57%. Yeah, if we were sending 50% of these seeds into the soil, we would be growing the soil nice and fast, but also we would only be getting out 75% of the seeds we need to, because the seeds and fruit are kind of one-to-one. They're balanced by themselves, whereas if we're sending out... If we're getting 150% of the seeds we need, then, and sending a quarter of those away, then we still have a surplus of seeds, yeah? I'm pretty sure that's how the math works out. We're not going to worry about it. Is there anything else I wanted to do here? There was another thing I realized I wanted to do, which is hook a constant combinator into the radar system and have this constant combinator give us fruit signals, which we are currently going to set to 0, but that we will be able to later set from the map to something much larger. Like if we turn this into just 16, then it would lock out all the fruit from producing, because when we go down to the patches, these signals here are saying we have 32 fruit on the belt, because we have the 16 actual and the 16 we have just added from the signal. Do any of you guys need more space? You guys can have some more space down here. Great, cool. You know what? Get all of that one as well, even though it's not going to do anything. Yeah, so we have now a way on the map from turning on or off Gleba by changing whether or not we send these signals out. And if we were to bump this up to say something like 200, then we would disable all of Gleban production, which might be a good idea, because we are actually... Are we? What rate of Gleban? Yeah, here's the rate of Gleban science. I was already looking at this. We are banging out 400 per minute, which is a lot more than we need, given that there aren't all that many techs we want that have Gleban science in it. I mean, some of them are big, some of them we can work on, some of them will be great. There's also then biolabs and stuff like that, but then what are we going to do with Gleba while we are pushing through the other kinds of science? I think we'd probably just shut it down. Was there anything else I wanted to be working on? You know what else we haven't extended in a while? We haven't given Novice any more solar power, so maybe we should do that, and maybe we should actually shut down solar power if we have enough, because I suspect the chests are kind of full at this point. We actually have a nutrient shortage here. Are we not making nutrients fast enough, or are we... Yeah, these inserters are sometimes pausing because we're just not making nutrients fast enough. Interesting. I think we always planned on having some beacons in here, but we can also just slap these guys in where you're getting power here, you're getting power here. Make more nutrients, it's gonna be fine. You can tell from the amount of tech we've moved that it hasn't necessarily been a fast Gleban adventure for me, but the outposting was always going to take ages and probably get cut out because a lot of it's the same, and any situation in which we can get through the majority of Gleba in an episode or two is still a win, I'm going to say. I guess it depends on whether or not we're stable. Do you guys feel stable? Maybe only a couple of things left to do, as is always the way. First of all, this rocket silo assembler has everything that it needs for 2 copies of the rocket silo other than the electric engines, which we're going to drop in. So I would rather not be putting extra stuff in the silo that we just have to take out later. So yeah, put those filters on. Silos have space to go in here. Everything else can fall out here as well. I'm also not seeing the efficiency module 2s that we would be putting in the rocket silos when they get here. So I think we can also just kind of slap them together and not really worry about it, because we've got all the stuff here. We've got like a pile of efficiency 1 modules we're never going to use. Actually, that's not how we want to limit it. We want to limit this by only giving this inputs if the efficiency 2s are equal to 0. Because we really don't want a lot of these things. I think it's just like 4 and maybe beacons. So that's all fine. The other thing I'm thinking... Okay, this wasn't even a thing on my list. But maybe we want to... Maybe if we put... Because like this drill is going to get the rest of this stone, and having enough stone to keep the landfill going so that we are continuing to make all the soil we want is a pretty big deal. Do we do that on the other side as well? I don't think with a whole lot of effort, but if we spread them out like so, okay, we are going to have to not an effective power polling, but yeah, spreading them out will give them a little more stone to work through before they all run down, and it's going to be fine. And then, yeah, we've got the assembler 2s, we've got the silos when we drop stuff, we've got weird UPS problems. Maybe we're taking an attack on Novice or something. I think the last thing we want to do is defend this area, and so we're going to do that with the landmines, because I like my landmines and they're easy, and we have been floating them in. And these science biochambers here... and standing on the belt, and then can we optimally fill up this space around these assemblers and around these belts with landmines? Maybe, but the other thing I want to do, and it might take a little bit of time to line this up better, is have gun turrets that would in theory provide covering fire, which might start like here, but the thing we're really going to use them for, we might still give them bullets as a treat. We're really going to use them as bait for places that we're also going to have... Yeah, can we line these guys up in a way that means that we can copy and paste this whole thing? Because, yeah, being able to bait in pentapods to these reasonably easy defenses would be nice. I think we may also add bullets, but we're never going to refill these bullets. Probably we're going to be back before it's a problem, maybe, who knows. So yeah, we're going to spread those defenses out more as well. But the other thing I'm going to do, and the reason why we have a little bit of time, even though there's not much else to do, he said, with weird UPS issues, is, you know what I would like? I would like 1 bioflux, please, sir. I'll put those specifically on one side, and then also be making... logistic storage of bioflux, because if we're going back to Novice, how much does this ship in? 10 stacks. Rocket capacity 10 stacks. I think we probably only need... Let's have 2 launches worth, because this stuff does last a while, especially with our settings. 6 hours. Yeah, this is going to get us a lot of eggs. So that's pretty exciting. I think we still want to go... actually, these 2 guys. Spoilage getting out here. Interesting. Some of the stuff had spoiled under the belt, and we're still using bioflux so slowly that... yeah, we were struggling to pull it out. That's wild. Okay, how about we also just make that interface there a little bit easier? Should we do this on the other side as well? Why not? Oh, wait, should we... I put it on this line because I was thinking, hey, we've got this bioflux running into the fuel, except it's also not really running into the fuel because we've kind of filled up those belts. Oh well. Can we... Yeah, maybe there's a way to get this other bioflux in as well, but I am not super concerned. Is that true? Can we do all of... If we went here and then double insert it, yeah. You guys using the filters, like so, because if we did it like this, then we can have, yeah, force that in there, and we can just force all of this stuff in like so. So now we are running the bioflux more as long as we are, oh yeah, we are super close to actually being able to leave. This is very exciting. I need to go put those landmines in places. Having a good time watching this ship do its stuff, wondering if we're running out of ammo in particular spots, but that's probably fine. Yeah, we've gone back to captivity research because if we're taking bioflux to novice, we should probably be able to do something with it. And then also struck me that, yeah, grabby grabs. Of all the things that we could be researching, like we don't have any defenses on Gleba at all yet, but if we go through carbon fiber to the rocket turret, we can also, with the agricultural science we have, get none of those things are what I wanted. Wait, is there a different kind of bioflux? Nutrient efficiency. Okay, cool, great. Something added by a mod planet, probably. Where is it? Yeah, here. The asteroid processing that lets us make sulfur in space, which means that... oh wait, does this give us... This doesn't give us the coal reforming process. We would need to get the other thing that does the coal reconstruction process before we can make explosives in space. We could still... Unless we already have that tech. Is that a tech that we got from Gleba somewhere? Can we already do the coal reconstruction? Maybe, because that might be the defensive plan for Gleba, is still just dropping rockets from space, which is an amazing plan. Or even just dropping explosives from space, although we don't have a whole lot of iron production here. Anyway, we would also like the bioflux on Novice, which is going to be fine. All this other space science can stay. It's going to do space science things. Oh, I could have just dropped these modules down. Oh well, never mind. I guess we're going to drop those somewhere else. Yeah, we still don't really have any plans. We should figure out what we're going to do on Novice now, while we're waiting for captivity to finish. First things, of course, we are going to want to get somewhere and somehow a supply of these dudes here. We are going to want... can we? Okay, I guess we're going to move all of this to the side. It's going to be fine. We are going to want some small number of drone frames going to orbit so that the same ships can take that stuff back to And are we just going to prioritize over yellow science? I think we are. I think that aspect is fine. Is there some other smelting we want to think about cutting? Just check in with the steel, and the steel is backed up, and the trains are busy moving the stuff, so it's fine. The wall is also doing fine. There's LDS copper smelting. Are we actually backed up on... We're somewhat backed up on LDS, but it is kind of moving. If we were to cut LDS, it would affect rocket launchers and yellow science. Are we using... We're not actually... Oh, we're kind of using yellow science if we want to do the health thing to get to Rubia, because that's the other thing we want to set up for. Okay, I think I am talking myself into... These were already electric. They are... I think the only other spot that's, yeah, doing a lot of work is over here and is also full. So, this looks like a spot where we can... we need to cut fuel lines first, don't we? So get rid of this fuel line. Wait, where is this? Where is this belt? It's all the way back here. I guess just dump all of this into grenades, I guess. And then... Yeah, several lanes of... Oh, wait. Don't I have somewhere... Where's all my car stuff? Give me my car stuff. Because now I should be able to have... Why don't I have... Oh, I put them in a different... box, didn't I? Where did I put them in the main storage? And can we just reverse through here? Maybe not quite. Okay, so the reason why we're going to go after captivity is... okay, we also need to give this guy logistics supply somewhere, and it takes up as much space as... yeah, it takes up as much space as a cargo landing base, so we don't have a lot of those sitting around. Yeah, I think the... okay, so yellow science is also not really running, but also kind of full. Yeah, somewhere in here are all the blueprints and also some of these guys. Yeah, we wanted to get rid of the landmines, which we hope we never need again in here. And then, I mean, all of this is kind of not moving, isn't it? We already weren't putting ore through here, so I think we're just going to start with clipping out some of these jobs. Do we just tear down this entire thing immediately? Maybe. Oh, let's go and build some Coverx. Don't we have somewhere over here in the place that was Roboports over here? We should have... How many of these do we have? We have 3 uncommon and 3 regular centrifuges. So there's... I mean, not much space here, but I think we can do a bit of a loop thing. If we're going to go... Let's suppose we have 3 of these on one side, and then just 3 of regular quality on... Can we do this on things with opposite sides? I think we can. I think we can just say, yeah, Coverx, because the plan I'm leading towards is having... maybe we do need fast inserters in here. Inserters like... actually, not like that at all. Maybe through there, through the middle. Okay, fine. Something like that is what we're going to do. Find centrifuges, because we're going to module and beacon this as well. And which side are we... It's got to be from this side, isn't it? Because all the stuff is over here. Okay, in that case, move these guys down a little bit over here so we've got a whole pile of room to massage things. We are going to want the ability to kick out and then immediately take stuff back. You are going to want Coverx as well. We're going to want... Did I get red belts or did I get yellow belts? Whatever. We probably could do this. We probably could do this with yellow belts. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a big deal. Are we just going to block up all of this space? I think we might be blocking up all of this space. Whatever, no big deal. So this belt through the middle can be both ingredients. And then I think we want to have a thing where we go, not Control-Z, copy this thing, put it, say, here, output priority to the left but with no filter. And then I think we want to do a thing where we still... Yeah, so the plan at this point is these undergrounds, I guess. we're going to run this guy through here like so, and then with red belts, so I guess we better upgrade this guy. So yeah, so the belt we are piling in, we want to already have the parts sorted. And then I think we're just going to go, are we going? Let's go, if we're going to bother with modules at all, we should probably bother with good modules. If we're going to bother with beacons at all, and we kind of set this up to bother with beacons, then I think we should probably bother with some semi-decent beacons. So something like this, and then more of these guys like so in an unsurprising way. More of these guys like so. This means that we are running... No, so both of these are running like so. And then we should only get a surplus of stuff through here, which is fine. And we have also left stuff to get the storage out, and we have backed up the mining drills, but it's fine. And then we want to figure out how to get this out here and then filter again. And currently there is... oh wait, we also don't want... Yeah, we don't want that storage there now, because this is straight up just to put both elements on this belt. So I think we can go... It's gonna start here, isn't it? And it kind of doesn't matter which side the sad rocks versus the happy rocks on. Oh, we get different kinds of sad and happy rocks. Okay, these are not necessarily sad and happy. Who knows what those nuclear properties are, but like one of them looks shinier, so we're going to call it the sad rocks and happy rocks. Okay, so if we do... We're actually going to need to fully belt balance this, because we put stuff on both sides of this red belt. Though we didn't need to, we could have run it around the other way. We would need to change the inserters if we were going to run it around the other way. It's fine, don't worry about it. Is Novice complaining about... No, they're just taking a while turning up. Oh, we should send over the electric engines. Okay, let's get this build done. So you go here, and we've actually got the shiny rocks on the outside, which is super cool. We like that. So that means that this, if we run it in here, let's unpack these guys, but then we would need to filter off any of the dull... No, any of the shiny rocks are going here, yes. And then we dump the shiny rocks on the other side. This does not have me feeling like it is guaranteed to not jam up. Like, it feels like it totally might. But I think it might be okay for a while. And then these guys actually want to... We want to sideload these guys onto the side that this is topping up. And then this supply can also just roll through here. I think this is going to do maybe a thing that it wants. And then also we should go... not like that. Prioritize... Okay, so all the stuff coming out of the Coverix, and in fact even coming out of the mining, prioritize into the fuel. This... Yeah, how are we getting... I guess we're just doing a bad job here as well. Through here. Like that. Yeah, and then down here we would like to be able to go... Pull the... Yeah, because we're going to use red belts here, because why not? Because we're doing everything with red belt. I guess we're just gonna... This is... I'm not convinced that this is going to work at all. And, oh well, deal with it. Yeah, we're going to have some... Yeah, because there's not all that much stuff falling through when we aren't fully backed up. So, everyone gets the two kinds of rocks that they want. We fire things into the fuel first, but this box of stuff actually only tops up Interesting. It only tops up the Coverix input, but that's also fine because we've got a ton of this stuff sitting around. We're not short on fuel. I'm not convinced that that's going to fully work, but it might work for a bit, and that's probably enough. Okay, let's go and make sure these electric engines and also ProdMod 3s, can we just have, can I have, please, we had 6 silos. We wanted to put 2 of these modules in each, so I would like 12 prod mods. Turn on personal to logistics. In storage 68, that is nice. Yeah, apparently that is a thing that I hardly ever do, which is a thing I often do not use that stuff. Oh wait, did you? 3 stacks is the correct amount that we are looking for. Fine, okay. These are the electric engines we want. That is the total amount of stuff we want to send to space, so we're just gonna, commandeer one of these rockets and launch it up. Is someone... You just left. Okay, we're gonna have to hang around for a while, no big deal. I'm gonna build some solar. The rockets are going up, which means that it is also probably time. Oh, we never had you on automatic. Oh well. All of the electric engines. That's actually all of the electric engines. That's exactly 1 cargo delivery. Funny. That means that you are getting all of the modules to yourself. We should have sent up some repair packs or something like that. Oh well, no big deal. Captivity research is also done. Do we want to be kicking through? Do we want to be kicking through health? We have talked about the carbon fiber, so I think that's going to be important. We've also talked about 120,000 science for asteroid productivity. Asteroid processing. I think we can want to get on that because it's large. How much purple science do we even have sitting around? We do have maybe a good 20 or 30 purple science sitting around, so I think a chunk of that is gonna be a good deal. Yeah, I think the solar panels are doing a thing, whatever. We have enough bioflux and we have enough time on the bioflux that we might also think about... Yeah, I think maybe we leave these top bases alone if we can, and then we wall off again, maybe even here, or maybe I think we land bridge here, wall this off, secure these guys for short-term small egg production. I think that is the play. So we're somewhat set up over here. We faffed around for a bit because we forgot that we had to build Catch-A-Roll, because that's kind of a big deal. Yeah, we've got a train for reasons. We're bringing power and rail out here. We've also got an idea for something we can do, and this is a blueprint with a gun turret with the settings on it that should mean we can shoot the biters but not the nests, but it's going to be a bit tricky to use because I don't want to use my bots, and we did it with upgraded gun turrets because that's what we had. But first, yeah, we upgraded a bunch of things around Novice as well. The labs we gave speed module 2s to, so now even when we're running these 60-second techs, we are limited by the rate at which we can make red and green science, which is pretty cool. And Gleba is no longer complaining about its rocket turrets. It got those, that's nice. And we blasted some of the smelting for red chips, which have now turned off, and maybe we should put this back. That could be a good idea. Let's try and make that work before we get into this combat. All of these power poles can go away. If we were going to blast the power poles, we could have just done that with a regular deletion planner. Where is... blue chips are down here, and they have the red belt of smelting pattern that we want. Though we're going to check what exactly these modules are, because that might need to change as well. Where are we? Yeah, over here. Good job. All over the place. And we need 3 lanes. Yes, we need 3 lanes of copper smelting in here. Not there. Actually, we were going to check the modules first. We've got quality module 1s, which is fine. We've got, yeah, I don't know that we even have that many efficiency module 2s. And even if we did, we would, yeah, we'd rather use the 2s rather than the rares at this point if we've got them. So this is going to be the pattern that's going to get our red chips copper running again. Did it connect out here? Because, yeah, having my red chips running is a thing that I would like. That's going to connect over here. We're going to be connected on this side as well. Also, maybe we should do this belt stuff. You get to go down here, and then in theory, are we? Yeah, we're connecting power here as well. Did we connect? Oh, we didn't connect the ore. That is a pretty important thing. Yeah, this wants to be red belt. Are you going to go? You're not going to go all the way. You're going to go like that. Okay, so we have fixed the red chips. Yeah, that's what we've said. Oh yeah, the armor. We upgraded all our solar panels to uncommons. We did get some rear legs because we had all that stuff sitting around. We've got a lot of landmines. We've got a ton of bioflux. We've got the landfill. I found myself wondering, my bots are off, they are, whether we should just YOLO straight into this, and then I realized that was incredibly silly. Of course we're going to YOLO straight into this. Why would we not YOLO straight into this? This expansion wasn't on the map, and so I kind of wasn't planning on having it, and so that's kind of bad for everyone involved. So that base we were polluting, but the other bases we were actually not polluting yet, which was basically just, do I need to immediately go and defend the land bridge? With big biters, it's still going to be a little awkward, but I reckon we can landmine down here, because the poison capsules are we should try and use the turrets, I guess. The poison capsules are the usual suppression tactic, except that big biters are, not a big fan of poison capsules, in that it doesn't kill them particularly well. The ones with the slowdowns, yes. Okay, so we managed to clip the... Oh, we could have also just used the... Yeah, this is reasons why we like the legs a lot more. We could have just used these poison capsules, because I'm pretty sure these guys... Yeah, they're still just medium worms. Okay. This is not the blueprint we talked about, but I guess we're going to use the bots again to pick those up. Okay, the worms are gone, or bots. I did not want those landmines back, especially as they had attacked one of the nests. Okay, regular gun turrets here, blueprinted gun turrets here, capture rockets on these dudes. My bots are still off. These guys are shooting what they need to, which is cool. It would appear that we have suppressed the space. So we're going to turn our bots back on to pick up all those landmines, because I don't actually want all those landmines all over the place. We have 3 more gun turrets. So... oh yeah, that was the tick of us having unlocked these things. Amazing, that's exactly what we wanted. Yeah, this is... target priorities on all the kinds of biters we might see, and ignore unlisted targets, which is why we're not shooting the nests that we would like to keep alive. And so, yeah, just throw the bioflux in, I guess. This is actually pretty fast, isn't it? Because we did want the biter eggs, because I think we're going to do a trick with it. And the thing is, this is a lot of biter eggs, because, okay, never mind carbon fiber. The thing we can do now is get straight into the Prod Mod 3, which is a huge deal. The thing is, the Prod Mod 3 only needs 1 biter egg, and these guys, like, how many do we... 15? We do not have the means to make 15 Prod Mod 3s in the time that we've just been here. So that's going to be kinda awkward for everyone. I think we're gonna need a heating tower. Okay, let's get this train in here. Let's do... Actually, let's not. Let's do the rest of the defensive plan first. Okay, so we've got power over there. How are we just going to... I think we're just going to assert dominance on this entire thing. We're not going to worry about whether or not this is secure. We're just going to have it. Roboport, Roboport. That gives us cover over the land bridge, which is cool. Let's also go radar, radar, because this is our most extended position, kind of. We're only a little more extended than the wall. Oh well. The thing that sucks for these guys... okay, sucks to be me if I'm going to stand there and take that in the face. Yeah, I mean, we did... I will continue to go for legs over shields, because being able to do this kind of stuff is just a whole lot better. But, yeah, we're going to have to swap that out for Rubia as well, aren't we? That is the other thing we would like to be thinking about. I was wondering if we have gun turrets. We have other qualities of gun turrets, which are not so much of a big deal. Yeah, we haven't done a whole lot of landmine pushes in this run yet. We've mostly done gun turret pushes, and that's because, yeah, landmine pushes are one of the things that you can do in very high tick multipliers, because they continue to be incredibly good, even against large kinds of biters, even without the slowdown capsules, although the slowdown capsules make it a whole lot better. Oh, you know what we should do for radar? We should leave a radar over here where it will actually get to scan more stuff. So, oh, I think I have a car. I believe I have a bit of fuel for the car. Storage chest here. Have all the landmines? We're going to keep a couple of landmines for reasons. You are going to get most of the bots? Sure. And then... yeah, this is what we want to be doing. However, I think we actually want to move the landmines back a bit, because, and maybe even the roboports. Oh no, I think the roboports here is going to be good, because we don't want the bots putting the landmines back too quickly, because they will be where the biters are when the biters are still attacking. That said, I think we might also want to just grab... all of these are, yeah, these aren't quite straight lines, are they? Because we were cool and clever and silly like that. Let's just also pick this area as a little more advanced position, where we can also have more. The thing is, we only have this finite amount of bioflux, which I think is fine, because we already have vastly more eggs than we need. And can we... yeah, we're going to have to... oh, let's use long-handed inserters. It's going to be easier to get... yeah, okay, so there turns out to be not quite enough space to be able to get long-handed inserters in here easily. It's gonna be fine. I think we just do something like this, and now we probably want my bots on, so that we can have a belt that goes... this is not gonna work, is it? This is going to need to go on this side, because if we are trying to put... if we are trying to put... and it's also not going to be here, it's going to turn like so. If we're trying to put eggs on one side of this belt, and bioflux on the other side of this belt, yeah, then something like this is going to do more or less, I think, what we want after we... yeah, so then we are filtering off the eggs here, and then we need to know where we are relative to the train for funky, high-tech, cool reasons, which is why we brought the train over here. I don't really want to pick up those rocks. Do we have... and we're only going to need one train here for reasons. Can it fit? Can we get 8 wagons in here? What is this? Actually, you know what? We don't need those trees. So, yeah, we're going to bring the power over here. The other thing I was going to do is the biter nests, as they are captured, are friendly. The biter nests, when they spoil and are not captured, are not friendly. And so the landmines know the difference. They are a clever mechanism of war crimes. And so we're just going to, you know, protect... how many hit points do these... oh, we can't tell how many hit points they have, do they? Because of the they're a different thing. The uncaptured biter spawner ends up a different thing. Never mind, it's fine. We want a train station here, and then how far back does... I think this is going to work fine, isn't it? We want 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. It's actually kind of awkward and over here in a kind of sideways position, but whatever. Those are 8 wagons, yeah? And then we're going to do a nasty thing. Okay, we're going to first get... You are going to be Dominic. Dominic, congratulations. You are going to be a train station that gets bioflux, even though I don't think we're going to bring it over from Novice because... for a couple of reasons. I mean, not for a while yet, or we put it all away. Reason number one being it lasts 5 hours, and that's probably going to be enough to get us through Rubia. The eggs themselves last another hour and a half, and we're just going to be turning it all into prod mods anyway, in a clever way. Here is a train that wants to go to Dominic. This is not a train that currently has any bioflux on it. We're doing this for lining things up purposes because we got some cool tricks. Specifically, this is why we have these other wagons with us. I don't think I need to put a station on these ones, but the idea is that this... let's actually sketch the rest of this first. Yeah, we're going to have somewhere... And I think we're going to do 1 per wagon. Sure, this is where we're going to be making our prod mod 3s with quality, which is why we also brought the quality modules with us. We don't actually have the research unlocked yet, but never mind. And yeah, we're basically going to build the same thing that I did last time, which is a thing we call Guantanamo Biter Nursery, which is as bad as it sounds. We're going to try and leave a bunch of space on these things because our power can go here. Yeah, now there should be room to expand this to electromags if we need to. And the idea is we're going to build our... okay, we're not going to be able to have the modules, are we? Okay, never mind. We are going to build our prod mods out here and put them back on the train, and the... Oh yeah, I guess we do want to put defenses here just to ensure that Guantanamo Biter Nursery remains its own separate thing for which I am not legally responsible. So, we should now have... Like, I don't think this is... Oh, because we didn't bring power down here. So we're now putting eggs on the belt, which is cool. We are... Yeah, this isn't all our bioflux, is there? There's more bioflux in... Yeah, there's more bioflux in the hub that we dropped down. We've got quite a lot of it. And the idea of this is we are going to have several... Trying to remember what the control is for this. Yes, we're going to bring in prod mod 2s. I guess we have bioflux. I guess we can eventually turn this guy... I mean, because I think we are going to turn this guy into a bioflux request eventually. Sure, why not? And then we're going to be... Oh yeah, because we brought logistics bots. This was always the plan. I think the plan is also laser turrets, because laser turrets are really good at this stuff. In fact, we should also more fully defend the gun turrets, because the gun turrets are going to be the things that, if anyone has a problem with me doing this, which, I mean, we're calling it Guantanamo Biter Nursery, they probably should, will be the places where guys will struggle with things. Okay, I was going to give you the bioflux. We don't have the bioflux. I'm going to give you the landmines. I'm going to give you... I already gave you the logistics robots. Okay, so we're making prod mods here. We've got this... these sort of allocations that will shuffle stuff backwards and forwards. Do we need to worry about... How are we getting... I think we get then... We've got to go box here and pull the bioflux off this way. I think we only need one train station. I think we only need one of these wagons that needs bioflux, but we might not know which one it is because of the way double... I mean, it's probably always going to be the same one because these are going to be the wagons, the locomotives facing the other station, and these are going to be the locomotives facing the first station because it's... Oh, wait, no, the fuel interrupt. This guy is going to get the fuel interrupt, so we don't necessarily... Yeah, we have to tolerate this train arriving in either direction in a way that's fine. Okay, so I don't think we have to worry about spoilage in this wagon. But I think we have more chips because we've got more chips, just so that the prod mods allocation can be on a different line, and we're going to tolerate all qualities of prod mods, even though we don't necessarily expect to get them yet. I think that means for long-term planning, we are going to have a lot of... Wait, those were... Yeah, those were not actually the prod mods we wanted. These ones, we want prod mod 3s, yeah. Okay, so now we can tolerate 100 of each kind. We also... why are you guys not... Yeah, some of you are. Okay, some of these guys were weird and backwards and whatever. Okay, so we have a wagon that will... Yeah, have a variety of prod mods and things like that, and then we want to share this all over the place, and then the central two are also going to get bioflux, so only the middle two need to worry about moving bioflux around, because we don't actually need that much bioflux. They might also spoil. Here we want to use filters for bioflux and spoilage, because we might have either of those kinds of things. And then we can have a box. Yeah, that's how we want that to work. And then we also want to be... Yeah, we want to be... We're actually going to want more than one of... Yeah, we're going to need a different setup for each thing here, because we're going to need to move 3 things out and 5 things back. We're going to need to move over the prod mod 2s and also the blue chips and also the yes, each of these needs a different inserter, because I don't think they... Like, I think they will... Maybe we could set it to hand size 1. Okay, yeah, I think we can actually do that trick, can't we? If we go prod mod 2's red chip, blue chip, hand size 1. Like, the concern is whether or not they grab several of these things from a full wagon that's arriving from the base with a pile of stuff, and then can't empty it into the slots. That would be a problem. But this also means that we can do this with vastly fewer inserters, because things going back the other way, back into the base, are just prod mod 3s of any quality. Yeah, this is... And then this one, this hand stack size doesn't actually matter. So, I mean, this guy's going to have a lot of jobs to do, but also we kind of don't care. It's going to have time. It's going to be fine. What is the fuel value of these things? 6 megajoules? What is the rate at which heating towers use things? 16 megawatts. So one heating tower is still only going to eat 2 eggs per second, so we're going to have to catch up with a lot of these things. Actually, if this is... We can do this with the fewer power poles version I was hoping we could, like over here, because now we can have one of these guys here, one of these guys here, and we are moving the inputs and outputs between these trains, and this is probably going to happen fast enough. Like, the first load is going to take ages, oh well, never mind, but the subsequent loads are not going to be moving as many things around, and that means that all of these assemblers doing these module upgrades can continue to work while the train is back at the base offloading other stuff. Okay, so, wait, do we need to read each wagon separately? I don't think we do. I think we could actually just do this on a time passed. I think we could just go time passed 2 minutes for 4 minutes. 4 minutes is 240 because the timers on these things are huge, and large loads of materials for Prod Mod 3s is going to be what we want. Okay, so we need to go back and get heating towers. We need to... we don't need to get the rest of the bioflux on this train, but I think we will. Do we... I don't think we need to worry about any other spoilage stuff. Spoilage is also going to turn up on the belt where these eggs are, which is also completely fine because it can just go into the heat exchanger. So I like that plan. So we're going to go and build... oh yeah, so I guess now we can set these recipes. Prod Mod 3 is very exciting. Maybe you guys should also have... But we want to be able to make sure that all of the gun turrets get landmines, because the gun turrets are going to be what the things the biters run after. And that also means that... Yeah, I mean, we brought enough construction bots. It's fine. That's the entire point. Okay, we're going to go back to the base. We're going to get stuff for a heating tower. Do we not actually have enough landmines? Wild. We're going to get more landmines, as it turns out. Oh yeah, and then we also wanted... I guess this is a reason to have... I guess this is a reason to have long-handed inserters here, because we can have landmines right next to the belt, which we do not need. Okay, time to... We also need a new train station, don't we? Where should the new train station go? It's going to be entirely bot-fed. Down here is not actually a place where the things we want are. The place that we want things that they are is over here by this mall. I just had a nervous moment where I thought that the ship was losing wall, and then realized that I've accidentally made a big-brained play. Yeah, you stop doing that. You want to go to... We did give you another station. Where is it? Bixu, congratulations. Time passed. I reckon we just hang around for 2 minutes on this end. No big deal. Yeah, the big-brain play being the ships, because we put... Yeah, we've got this other station here, we gave it a name, it's going to be fine. I think we set this train to manual while we are setting the rest of these things up. I think we also just clear some of these trees out the way. This is going to be the way we clear trees at the moment, don't stand in the cloud. Yeah, that because the ships have the uncommon wall on them, and we did this just because, hey, give the ships the better walls because damage and stuff. But it also means that when I'm mousing over this thing, and when I'm mousing over any of these things, and like the lost icons, I don't have to worry about regular wall loss, because the only place we have regular wall are things where... Yeah, things like this, regular wall, flamethrowers, dudes running into it, we don't care. Logistic systems with... where is this guy's logistics box? With another 1,000 wall in it, it's fine. If I see any uncommon wall loss, then we are worried. But yeah, all the trees have got out the way, that's fine. We want logistic request for all of these things. You get that request as well, you get that request. This one actually requests bioflux, which we should already have. I want to see the tech is... Okay, the tech is just doing a thing, whatever. So that's all doing what it needs to. This is also... Just this one, thanks. Is also the wagon that has the middle bioflux. And we're also going to pull out spoilage in case any of it spoils. And I think we do... I think we just do that here as well. We just go... where is spoilage? Trash any spoilage you end up with, thanks. And then this basic set we want over here. And then this is going to be how we get Prod Mod 3s. Are we short of... No? Oh wait, you know what else we should do? We should bring landmines or lasers or something like that, but I think we're just going to do that manually rather than do it as a continuous supply, because we don't actually expect to be spending landmines as a continuous supply. In fact, if we need them once, we're probably done. Okay, let's go get landmines, let's go get heating tower stuff. We have automated Prod Mod 3s. I believe that to be the case. We have a train that's taking the parts out. We are building them with fetus biter labor, which is worse than child labor, but they're also insects and not people, so it's fine. We are going to have Prod Mod 3s turning up in these chests, which is amazing. Okay, so what do we want? I think the thing we want Prod Mod 3s with is actually military science and then labs, because we are still trying to use a lot of this stuff. Like, I remember saying, hey, laser tech is going to be really good for doing stuff with our outposts because they're easier to manage than the gun turrets, except we don't have laser turrets yet. We also will need all the damage techs, and all of that will get easier when we actually have the military science to do that, which would be nice. I'll turn my bots off. Over here we're going to give you all of the landmines. Have fun. I've got... Oh, we didn't bring any turbines. Okay. We did not bring any turbines. I am fine with that. Sucks to be these two dudes in particular. Just burn all of the biter eggs we don't use. Do not have logistic bots? Did I not give you... Did I pick up the logistics bots when I moved a Roboport or something? Did I give logistics bots to this network accidentally? No. So that's all fine. Okay, so we have expanded the profile of our base because we own this small extraterritorial area for which I am not responsible what happens there. We are doing egg things. We are doing Prod Mod 3 things at quality. We are going to... Oh yeah, let's just kick all these guys off. This is the hand size 1 thing of the initial feeding that we said was going to be an issue. It's fine, don't worry about it. I don't really want this guy having a billion eggs though. There's enough eggs around the place. Yeah, things that we're going to have to keep an eye on are whether or not these two heating towers are able to, number one, work through the backlog of the 100 eggs that are in here, and if not... Actually, what happens when the eggs... We are making 5 eggs that often. We are making prod mods... Is that your first prod mod hit? Products finished 1. Craft a productivity module 3. My achievements are still all over the place. Okay, I think that is really bad for these two nests, because I don't think we need them, and this just means we're burning through bioflux. I mean, how fast are we moving through bioflux, and do we have... Yeah, I don't think we have 6 hours worth of bioflux for 3 nests, whereas I think we likely do have 6 hours worth of bioflux for 1 nest, and we don't need more biter eggs than that, which is super unfortunate for you guys. A horrific extrajudicial area. We've got Prod Mod 3s happening. We're putting Prod Mod 3s on a train. Every now and then they're going to go back to the base. What else did we want to set up for to go to the next planet? Because we're going to, you know, straight up go to the next planet now. Gleba is yeah, getting its things dropped, which is nice. I don't think we want to be making the Prod Mod 2s here anymore. Just put them back in storage. And on the space map, we are going to be going to Rubia, and maybe we live. But I think that's what we're going to do. I don't even know if there's anything I'm going to do between this episode and the next other than fly over there. I guess, yeah, okay, I guess the other thing I should say is, like, the other thing we could have done with these eggs is biolabs, but, okay, well, I guess we're just waiting for that train the next time it comes around. The thing about biolabs is... Biolabs would be fantastic. Biolabs would force me to reorganize all of this, which first of all would mean that we can figure out how to get spoilage handling in here, which would be big, but also I didn't feel like doing it right now. Whereas if we can get those Prod 3s upgraded, then the next thing we can do is also start to smack Prod Mod 3s into the highly moduled labs to get more lab viability out. We will smack them into military science as well. There's a bunch of other places we can put them. It's all going to be fine. Fantastic things happening. This is not going to move as much on subsequent trips because we had to fill up the other wagons. But yeah, basically the reason why we've got these other wagons here is these guys can keep running, and we can just continue to work through all these. I've got eggs, I don't want eggs. We can just continue to work through all of these eggs as they drift down the belt, as we push the bioflux into... Oh, we can do this better now, can't we? We can do this much better. Except we put this guy in kind of silly place. You can turn... You can give me all this stuff back. Which side are you on now? It doesn't matter. Do that. Have the rest of the bioflux. We've made everything better. We've still got another 30 capture rockets that we haven't done anything with. Yeah, so we're going to do biolabs after Rubia. We're going to make our way over to Rubia. It's going to be a mess. I don't think we take anything. I think the reason why we don't take anything is I did end up scanning thrusters Rubia. There's not a lot that we can tell what goes on, except that... Oh no, we already know we can't drop things, because we need to take damage. Yeah, the fact that there's a couple of techs to reliably drop cargo pods doesn't tell us anything new, because we already knew that we were going to struggle to drop things, so I don't think we prepare anything. I think we just go there next time. It's going to be fine. We're making Prod Mod 3s. We're putting Prod Mod 3s in things. We completed Gleba. Very exciting.